Grey's Anatomy has aired hundreds of episodes, but compelling storylines, impeccable acting, and shocking twists sometimes create lasting legacies. Despite Grey's Anatomy killing off main characters as its signature move, the ABC hit remains an iconic household name. In fact, over 20 years after its premiere, Grey's Anatomy is still widely regarded as one of the best medical dramas of all time. While there are common tropes in Grey's Anatomy that may make episodes feel formulaic at times, the procedural has taken many risks throughout the years, to varying degrees of success. From the messy love plots to the complicated medical procedures, Grey's Anatomy has always known how to keep the audience on the edge of their seats. Yet, some Grey's Anatomy episodes are simply cut above the rest. 10. Bring the Pain. Season 2, Episode 5. Meredith begging Derek to choose her in Grey's Anatomy. Back when there was an intimate main cast, with only Meredith Grey, Ellen Pompeo, Christina Yang, Sandra Oh, Izzy Stevens, Katherine Hagel, George O'Malley, T.R. Knight, and Alex Karev, Justin Chambers, as Seattle Grace's interns, drama stemmed from interpersonal relationships. Meredith's tryst with Dr. Derek Shepherd, Patrick Dempsey, was particularly eventful. Their forbidden romance seemed to hit a stalemate following the return of Derek's wife, Addison. Kate Walsh. Bring the Pain included arguably the most memorable moment from Derek and Meredith's relationship in Grey's Anatomy. Infamously, Meredith confronts Derek, begging him to pick, choose, and love her. Other major character developments occurred simultaneously, like George redeeming himself in an emergency elevator surgery and Alex fumbling his date with Izzy. Yet, the scene where Meredith uncharacteristically pours her heart out, and is later rejected, is unforgettable. 9. Into You Like a Train. Season 2, Episode 6. Bonnie and Tom impaled by train pole in Grey's Anatomy episode, Into You Like a Train. There are many tragic patient deaths in Grey's Anatomy, but Bonnie, Monica Keena, and Tom, Bruce A. Young, were one of the earliest. While Meredith is waiting for Derek, a train accident hits, drawing in the intrepid interns. Christina hunts for a foot, Izzy helps deliver a baby, and Meredith is stuck with Derek on an iconic case. Bonnie and Tom were both impaled on the same pole. The entire episode boils down to one harrowing moment, when the doctors have to decide which of the two civilians to save. Though Bonnie was much younger and had bright plans for the future, it's Tom who makes it out alive. Meredith breaking down and trying, in vain, to save Bonnie anyway is one of the most heartbreaking scenes of the series, a testament to medicine's harsh reality. 8. As We Know It. Season 2, Episode 17. Dylan, Kyle Chandler, removes a bomb in Grey's Anatomy. Some of the best storylines in Grey's Anatomy happened over multiple episodes, including when a man was wheeled into Seattle Grace with a bomb in his body. Christina Ricci notably guest stars as Hannah, the paramedic who, in a moment of desperation, took her hand out of the patient and left Meredith to take her spot. As We Know It explores the tense aftermath of the traumatic event. Meredith grabbing the bomb remains one of the most nerve-wracking scenes in Grey's Anatomy. The episode perfectly represents how, even early on, Grey's Anatomy could make the viewers invested in a character. The never-ending intensity of a ticking clock culminates in the death of Dylan, Kyle Chandler, the bomb squad member who barely gets the explosive out of Meredith's hands before it blows up and takes his life. 7. Losing My Religion. Season 2, Episode 27. Izzy hugs Denny's body in Grey's Anatomy. Out of every death in Grey's Anatomy Season 2, one stands out as the most tragic: Denny Duquette, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Denny was introduced early on and slowly fell in love with Izzy, leading the intern to cut his LVAD wire to bump him up the transplant list. Just as it seemed as though he and Izzy would live happily ever after, Denny dies of a sudden stroke. Denny's death would have been devastating alone, but the circumstances surrounding it made it much worse. Izzy was running late for the hospital's prom, leaving Denny to die alone after he had proposed to her. The image of Izzy curled up against Denny's corpse was a striking snapshot of grief and a scene whose infamous reputation lives far beyond the confines of Grey's Anatomy. 6. Drowning on Dry Land. Season 3, Episode 16. Meredith drowning in Grey's Anatomy. With so much loss surrounding her constantly, it wasn't surprising when Meredith had a near-death experience in Grey's Anatomy Season 3. When the team responded to a ferry accident, Meredith was knocked into the water by a flailing patient. Unfortunately, nobody noticed her absence due to the chaos. Drowning on Dry Land was, for the most part, a standard Grey's Anatomy episode. Izzy performs a risky surgical procedure in the field, Alex helps people identify their loved ones, and Christina's relationship with Preston Burke, Isaiah Washington, takes a sudden turn. Yet, throughout the normality, Meredith's disappearance looms overhead until Derek appears, carrying an icy Meredith out of the water. Though inevitable, the suspense remained palpable. Elevator Love Letter. Season 5, Episode 19. Meredith and Derek looking at each other in Grey's Anatomy. The most popular episodes of Grey's Anatomy tend to focus on one character or storyline, but elevate a love letter, perfectly intertwined practically every main plot. Iz's cancer was the main event, with Derek's responsibility as her surgeon and Alex's dilemma as her boyfriend driving their subplots, respectively. Additionally, Owen Hunt's, Kevin McKidd, PTSD jeopardizes his relationship after he inadvertently strangles Christina in a daze. With every character facing their own unique conflicts, Elevate a Love Letter was a rare occurrence of Grey's Anatomy using its ensemble's full potential. Meredith and Derek getting engaged as Christina breaks up with Owen offered a compelling dichotomy, while Iz's surgery was a nuanced issue. The episode ends on a peaceful note and sows the seeds of future turmoil. 4. Now or Never. Season 5, Episode 24. George O'Malley in uniform. Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy Season 5 wasn't the first time a main cast member had left, but it still sent shockwaves throughout the hospital. Everyone was on the precipice of a major change, whether it was Alex waiting for Izzy to recover from her surgery or Miranda Bailey, Chandra Wilson, reconsidering her fellowship. The episode's main focus, however, is a John Doe who was hit by a bus after saving a stranger. In one of Grey's Anatomy's biggest twists, John Doe is revealed to be George, who eventually succumbs to his injuries. George's death in Grey's Anatomy was the first time a main character was killed, and it set the tone for the series. While heartbreaking, the execution of the storyline was powerful and instilled widespread fear, as it was suddenly clear nobody was safe from death. 3. Sanctuary. Season 6, Episode 23. Derek and the shooter before getting shot in Grey's Anatomy. Aside from being one of the most shocking episodes of Grey's Anatomy, Sanctuary set up what remains the most intense two-part emergency in the entire series. A grieving widower named Gary Clark, Michael O'Neill, seeking vengeance for his wife's death, brought a gun into the hospital and opened fire on anyone he deemed necessary. Clark put everyone in peril, shooting multiple main characters with no remorse.